Good morning and welcome to Missoula Real Estate Today. This is Peter Christian. I'm here with the host of the show, Diane Beck, with Windermere Real Estate. Diane has been helping buyers and sellers with real estate in the Missoula area for over 20 years and is very active in the Missoula community. Along with her trusted partners, Diane provides complete service for your real estate transaction. And now, Missoula Real Estate Today on newstalkkgvo.com, 98.3 FM and 1290 AM. I don't know who that guy is, but he's so wordy. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Missoula Real Estate Today. I am the wordy guy. I'm Peter Christian. The fabulous Leslie Wetherbee joining us here in the studio this morning from the Old Sawmill District, brought to you by Windermere Real Estate.
Old Sawmill District and Windermere.
And Windermere, okay. Yes. And Windermere Real Estate. Okay. So first of all, this is not your first rodeo. You've been here several times.
That's right.
And I remember, because I always like you to go back to the beginning, back in time.
Yes.
Because if people were to drive through there right now and see all the progress and how beautiful it is, they would never even dream of what that whole place used to look like, right?
You're right. In fact, they couldn't drive through it before.
Yeah. That would make it tough.
Good way to start.
You need a 4x4, right? Or a four-wheeler or whatever.
Right.
Right.
And kind of climb over the construction fences.
Okay.
And
So tell me where we're at now, and then we'll kind of look back on the history.
Okay. So right now we have, we just opened 2 more buildings. So Polly Square D is finished as of a couple of weeks ago. So Polly Square is complete.
So obviously there's an A, a B, and a C, right?
And D now.
And D, okay.
Right. So we have 4 condo buildings that make up Polly Square. And they are condos for sale. Beautiful, very well built, great views, big windows, high ceilings, open floor plans.
All the cool
parking.
amenities, right?
Yes, all the wonderful amenities.
Right.
So we have quite a few people. I think we have 56, almost 57 units sold in there now.
Wow.
So out of 73, that's pretty darn good.
Very good.
Yes. So we still have 17 for sale.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just been really exciting. People are absolutely loving it there and loving the whole community of it. The courtyard is all finished with a beautiful gas fire pit.
Now, if you don't mind, for those who don't know exactly what you're talking about, this is right on the other Osprey Stadium and McCormick Park, right?
Yes. So if you're going across the Orange Street Bridge and you take Craig Lane down towards the baseball field,
former Mayor Mike Craig, in case you're wondering.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
And as soon as you go under the railroad trestle, which has now been completely rebuilt, it's beautiful. It's the entrance to our project. And so you come in and you'll see a building under construction, which is our student project. That one we've got 57 apartments in it, 218 beds.
Wow.
And they're pod style, so each one has their own bedroom and bathroom. And that will be finished in July of 2019. So we'll be opening in July and leasing out for
the fall
school year.
That is
awesome. So we're really excited about that. That building is really making a statement now.
We're going to come back to that.
Okay.
So tell me about Part D.
Part D. So this one we're so excited about the fact that it's finished now. It's we've always had construction fences up, and oh my gosh, the transition that has happened now that all the fences are down, the parking lots are in, the striping has been done. And the buildings look beautiful. And we have this gorgeous courtyard with, as I mentioned, gas fire pit. And, people are hanging out, relaxing. We've got Wi-Fi in the courtyard. They're sitting out there doing a little bit of work, doing a lot of socializing. We were leaving the baseball game a couple of weeks ago and it was really fun. We look over and we could see all the owners down there having a party down at the fire pit. We could see the fire going on. And so we went out there and there's like 20 of them just having a ball. So
That's
it's
awesome.
a real social area.
That's great.
Yeah. So
right.
it's
so now are all these like 3 stories, 4 stories? What?
The first, we've got 2 that are 4 stories. So A is 4 stories, B is 3, C is 4, and D is 3.
Okay.
So kind of did that to
right.
give it some
break it up a little bit.
Yeah, break it up a little bit, and for parking too, because we can only fit so many parking spaces down in the parking garage.
I understand.
So,
but again, that's one of the very handsome amenities of this is you have an underground, private, secure parking area.
Yes, and the entire building is secure, so it's people cannot just be wandering in. And an elevator service to all floors. It's great.
So obviously you show these, right?
Yes.
So if you wouldn't mind pretending I'm a client.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Christian. We're going to take you through one of these So take me through. Give me. Remember, this is radio. It's the theater of the mind.
So we have to
So talk about and just describe everything as we go through.
Oh yeah. So when you walk in, so we have mostly 2-bedroom, 2-bath condos left. I do have one of the larger ones left. That's about 1,500 square feet.
Okay.
We'll go through a 2-bedroom, 2-bath
All right.
now.
I'm ready.
So you walk in, you've got a great entry closet there that has a smart panel in it. We have fiber optic coming to each condo. So you get really high internet speeds.
A smart panel. What do you mean by a smart panel?
So smart panel is a panel in the closet that you open it up, and it's got a built-in modem and a built-in router, and it's got all of the electronics come to that, and you plug it in, and it goes everywhere.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm already impressed.
Yes.
All right, so go ahead.
All right. And then you come in, and it's very open, so you have your kitchen, dining area, and living room all together. And you just, big windows, so you're seeing these beautiful views.
So it's very open.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And there's very few hallways. Some of them have absolutely no hallways, so it's very efficient use of space. They range from 926 square feet to about 1,160 square feet is our biggest of the 2 bedrooms that are still left.
All right. So I imagine the view gets better the higher you go, right?
Yes, it does.
So let's say we're at the very top. So what am I going to see when I look out these big windows?
Well, if you're looking off to the south, you're going to be overlooking the Milwaukee Trail. The other thing is we have landscaped the back of this so that it is just beautiful, and a black wrought iron gate goes all the way around the property. And we have one that's still on ground floor that you walk out and you can sit on the deck, and you've got beautiful views of the mountains and the trees. And then when all the leaves fall off the tree, you get a great view of Lolo Peak. If you're on one of the upper units, you have an amazing view of Lolo Peak.
Wow.
So just gorgeous. And you're watching people going by on the trail, which is really nice. There is a little gate there, so you can just walk directly out to the trail. Or if you're on the other side, you're overlooking the courtyard, and you're seeing, beautiful expanse of green grass, wonderful landscaping everywhere, the fire pit. You're seeing some, chairs and set up and tables and barbecue grill.
Tell me the access if I own or lease in these areas. So what access do I have to all the goodies that are in the system?
So the hub of the trail system is right at the corner of our property. So it is so easy to hop on the trail. And then we also did an easement so that the trail actually goes right next to Poly Square C and B.
Wow.
And so we colored the concrete a little bit differently so that people know that it's a trail, so they can be watching for they can be watching for our owners, and our owners can be watching out so they don't come running out the door and run over somebody who happens to be jogging by.
Sure. Right.
And then you have, that's just a quick elevator ride down to the courtyard. We also have the Dog and Bicycle, which is located in Poly Square A. Okay,
now hold on. For those who have never heard of the dog, my wife went and she said, "Honey, we're just going to move in there." So tell me about the Dog and Bicycle.
Oh my gosh, it is the coolest place ever. When they opened it, they called it a cross between Alice in Wonderland and steampunk.
Okay.
And it is so fun. You go in and you have to go see it. So you walk in, and there's a chandelier that comes down, and you're thinking, oh, that's really pretty. And then you look closer, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's forks and spoons and a little bike horn coming out the center.
Okay.
And, they have this really cool antique stove when you walk in, and, all kinds of little dogs around, and not real ones.
Right, yeah.
And then the lights, they're upside down coffee cups are some of them, and then some of them are top hats with little flowers coming out, and it's just the cutest thing.
It's very funky, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And then if you look at the lights above the coffee bar, they're bicycle sprockets. It just has so much character.
Right.
And everyone is loving it.
So aside from all the atmosphere, what can I get there?
So great coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have your latte, your Americano, drip, tea, whatever. They have really great teas in there as well. And they also they do all their baking in-house. So great pastries. They also supply all the pastries to the Loose Caboose.
Wow.
And then they also have breakfast and lunch and soups and salads, sandwiches. Yeah, paninis. It's great.
Open from when to when?
They're open at 6 in the morning, and they
Probably
stop
about
serving at
3-ish?
2, and they
Yeah.
close at 4.
Oh, 4. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Wow.
that's a real cool place.
So yeah, it's another gathering place for the people.
Right.
But that is open to everybody. Everybody
Yes,
can come
it's
in.
open to
Right.
everybody.
The
So as
whole
you're zipping down Wyoming Street, well, please don't zip too fast.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But pull in, grab a coffee on your way to work, on your way to downtown, on your way to wherever you're going.
One of the things that I really was intrigued by was the location of this. You probably weren't thinking about this when your husband and his partners got together and did all this, but the central location, it really is. Some people say, oh, within walking. Well, it really is within walking distance of just about everything, right?
It is. If you look at a map and you look at where our development is, we are right in the center of Missoula. And it's pretty amazing. So it's right on the river.
Mm-hmm.
And we loved, that was one of the things that was so intriguing about it. And, I was born and raised here in Missoula, as my father was also.
Right.
And it's like, gosh, I
Well,
remember
your
when.
dad was a sheriff, right?
Yes, yeah. Ray Froelich. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so when, I remember growing up and riding bikes to the Big T to go swimming and skating at Silver, it's now called Silver Lagoon.
Did your dad, when he was sheriff, say, be careful of that part of town, Leslie?
At that point in time, there wasn't.
It wasn't. Okay,
no.
good. That's good.
So we used to,
Okay.
we actually used to walk across and ride our bikes all the
Right,
time.
okay,
And,
all
and
right.
it was an active lumber mill at that time.
Right, exactly. Okay.
And then it had been abandoned for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when you started seeing transients moving in and buildings being burnt down.
And so now enter your husband and his partners.
Yes,
with walking in there and not seeing what's there, right?
Right.
But seeing what could be there. And that's really the basis of this whole dream, right?
It is. And so, and it was, they had started looking at another property first and then found out that wasn't all available. And Mike Cadis, who was the mayor at the time,
Right.
was having a conversation with my husband. He's like, well, if you want a real project, we have this eyesore right here. It's kind of a donut hole. It had never been annexed to the city.
Really?
And yes. And so, and here was this prime, location right on the river, so close to everything. I mean, 5 minutes to downtown walking and a 20-minute walk to university. And in this neighborhood that was just becoming undesirable. And so they started looking at it, and it took probably a year just to get the property under control because it had been designated a Superfund site. So
Right.
people, the owners and leaseholders, it was owned by the Silver Foundation. They had leased it out to Champion International, who had then sold it to somebody else. And then they did a long-term lease with somebody else. And I mean, it was just like everybody to.
You had to unravel all that.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So we had to buy out the lease, get the option on the land, and then start testing it all to see how.
Tell me about that process.
Yeah. So we had a geotechnical and I guess environmental testing company come in, and they went through and they analyzed the entire site. And what had happened was all of the sawdust that they had, they just kept burying it.
Mm-hmm.
They had log ponds and they just filled them with sawdust. So they pretty much mapped out all of the areas that needed to be taken care of. So the thing that needed to be cleaned up was the methane.
Right.
And so there was no chemicals on site. It was just mostly methane. And there were a couple of areas where they would fuel equipment, and there was spills there, so they had to dig down and dig all that out. But it was something that they were able to just haul off to the landfill. And then with the methane, they dug out 50,000 cubic yards of wood waste.
Oh my goodness!
So it was a lot of sawdust. And then you got to the bottom of these log ponds, and we found a bunch of trees, which some of those trees were then used in the pavilion. But the great thing about the sawdust, when all of that was hauled off, they had to test it to see if there was enough live organic matter, which there was. All of that was taken to Eco Compost, was composted, and is now being used in all the city parks.
Wow.
So everything that was on the site was either reused or recycled. The buildings that had not burned down, they were deconstructed.
Right.
And what is so cool is how many people tell me that they have a beam or a post from the Old Sawmill District
Mm-hmm.
and what was originally there. And it's so exciting to hear about this. And then the steel that was all taken from the site was recycled as well. And what Ed and Kevin did with that is they took the money that they got from all of the steel recycling and they donated it to the Poverello Center.
Wow.
Because when all of those buildings were deconstructed and we cleaned everything up, there were a lot of transient people that lost where they lived.
Right. They couldn't live there anymore.
So yeah,
right,
so they did it as a support thing to to help support those people. So
Wow.
that was very nice.
So
great.
it's kind of the whole circle of life thing, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, that's amazing. And
Yeah.
I also understand one of my favorite stories is the is what they did with the lampposts, right?
Yes.
Because methane kind of lives forever, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Right?
In the areas, there were some areas where the McCormick Park went in, or not McCormick Park. But
Silver Park.
The stadium went in.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, so Silver Park, we donated that land to the city and they built the park out.
Mm-hmm.
But there were still some areas in the parking lot, a few areas where there was still some methane gas. So, but methane dissipates as soon as it hits oxygen.
Right.
So they did vent pipes and they put them up through the lampposts.
Right.
And there are little fans at the top of the lampposts that are solar powered. So it's not using any energy and it just draws the methane out and it all goes away.
That is just as clever as it can be.
Yeah, it's great because you'd never know it was there.
Was that something that your husband and his firm came up with, or did an engineer say, "Hey, let's try this," or what?
I honestly cannot remember who came up with that
Yeah.
idea, but I think it was working with the geotechnical company and.
Right.
And, it was like, well, how do we do this so that it, Ed is always looking at those things. We want to make it look great. We don't want this just to look like a big pump coming out of the ground. And so
let's put a little beanie on top.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. All right.
Yeah,
So now that you are almost done, okay,
right?
But I understand that there's more in the project, right? So
Yes.
the project started. What did it start with? What did you do first?
So our first project that we did within our development was Poly Square.
Okay.
And so that one, we started construction 3 years ago. We had our first buyers move in August of 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are now complete as of August of 2018.
Now, is that full?
Project.
Is that full?
We still have 17 condos out of 73 that are still available.
Really? Okay.
So that's
all right.
pretty darn good, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. And then we have Cambium Place, which is just to the west of that. Cambium Place is beautiful.
All right.
The mix.
Cambium Place.
Mm-hmm.
Ignorant me. Here I'm thinking Cambium. Oh, it's before the Pleistocene era. No. Cambium. Tell us what Cambium is.
So Cambium is the ring of growth between the bark and the tree.
Okay.
So it's what causes the next growth. So
Tells you what a scientist
we call it the next. Yeah. There's a lot of people that don't know.
Okay.
The next generation of growth.
Wow.
Is what our theme on that is. So it's beautiful. We have almost all of the commercial space leased out. We have one office space left, and then we'll have a neighborhood market going in that is not ready to go.
Now, do you mind telling me who's there? What businesses are there?
Absolutely. So ATG is taking the top 2 floors. So they are one of the largest tech companies here in Missoula. So they're on 3rd and 4th floor. On 2nd floor, we have Brio Fitness, which is our neighborhood gym fitness center.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually opening September 22nd.
Now, is that available to all the residents?
It is available to the whole community.
Okay, right.
It's open to anybody.
Right.
It's membership driven.
Right. Well, let me ask you this: to the people who live there, I got kind of a special deal.
They do. Yeah.
Okay,
so if you live there, you get a
checking.
discount.
Just checking. All
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's going to be really cool. So
Okay.
next, the 22nd, which is a week from Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
they'll be having a big opening there. And so that business is going to be open from 5:30 in the morning until 9 at night on Monday through Friday. And then Saturday and Sundays will be 7 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Edward Jones, Luca Scariano, and John, and I just forgot John's
That's okay.
name. Sorry.
Yeah.
That they are Edward Jones financial advisors that will be going in. So we're really excited about that. And then we have a physical therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called Fitness.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's something. Yeah.
It's physical fitness.
Just come and see
yeah,
for
we're
yourself.
really,
Right.
really excited
Right,
about that.
Right. All right.
So those spaces are being built out right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have C3 Work Lounge, which is a co-working lounge. And that one will be opening mid-October. So that's a really cool concept where some people have dedicated offices, some have dedicated desks, and some just come in and can sit wherever.
And brainstorm, right?
Yeah. And, it's great for people who work at home so they can actually get out of the house and have a work environment. It's great for entrepreneurs getting to kind of commingle with others and collaborate with others. So our C3 stands for Connect, Create, Collaborate.
Cool. I like it.
So that's really cool.
Now, all you need now is a radio station.
I know it. Yeah.
Then you would have to travel all the way down here to do these interviews.
Great.
Or at least a studio of some sort, a recording studio of some sort.
Yeah, it would be great.
Just throw that out
there.
We
have a spot for you.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. All right.
Yeah, and then we'll be doing our grand opening for C3 work, or I guess we're going to be doing an open house. It's called a coffee hour.
Mm-hmm.
And that also is going to be Saturday the 22nd.
Okay.
So from 9 to 11. So before you go to the Grizz game,
right,
to get to see you there.
Well, let me tell you something. That weekend, there's a lot of stuff going on that weekend. First of all, the business schools having their big anniversary.
Oh, that's right.
And they were just selected the best business school in the Big Sky Conference, by the way.
Oh, that's great.
And there are like dozens of other things going on, reunions and that sort of thing. And of course, Dave Dickinson is going to be celebrating his induction into the College Football Hall of Fame, and that's going to be at the game. And so along with that, we've got your stuff. Yeah. So as you're driving through on your way to any of those events, you can just swing in, grab a cup of coffee, take a look, and see what it looks like. Man, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a busy, busy weekend. but okay, so tell me what else we will find at your place. Yes. So then across the street from Poly Square, we are building the Sawmill Grill, which is another place to eat? Yes. Okay, all right. Gastro pub, and it's going to have a cool pizza place. Wow. So we're really excited about that. We'll be breaking ground in November, and we'll be open next summer. So that's going to be a really fun place to go have dinner, lunch, hang out, grab a beverage. Now, will there be, is there room there? I remember when we first started talking about this, there was going to be some areas for individual residential homes. Yes. Right? Have you gotten there yet? I haven't got there yet. Okay. We still have a lot more to go. Let's go. Okay, so next to the Sawmill Grill, we'll have a neighborhood guest inn, which we're expecting to start construction on that probably next year. Okay. It's going to be like a bed and breakfast, small hotel, 20 to 25 rooms. Okay. And then we have another commercial building going in just to the west of that, which we have the building permit. We'll probably be starting construction the next few months. We have more commercial area as you head north. And then we have this big, long green belts that kind of separates the residential area. So we'll be doing a 55-plus project on the south side of Wyoming. And then on the north side of Wyoming will be our residences. So we're looking at a lot of row-style townhomes, some that will be attached. So some will be like 4 or 5 together. Some will be attached, so there's only 2 of them, but each person owns their own side. And some will be single family. And then we'll be doing, kind of some cottages that are single family that are kind of clustered. And then tell me about what those would look, because that sounds really attractive to my wife, because our kids are gone. Yes. Right. It's just the 2 of us. Right. And right now I have like a 47-acre yard and a 150-foot driveway. Right. Which is a lot to take care of. Yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, make it easier for me. So this is for the people who don't really want to live in a condo. And, so we've got some of them that you will still have some close neighbors, but others that you'll but each one has a little bit of yard with this. Right. And just enough so my wife can grow some flowers. Yes. Without the deer coming and eating it. Right. And all of your yard care will be taken care of. Wow. So this will all be part of the HOA that it's just pretty much all of the landscaping, and that will, so you don't have to be out there mowing your yard. All of a sudden, this is sounding very attractive. I know. It's for those of us that are just done with that, and ready to enjoy life. And it's like, gosh, would I rather be here mowing the lawn, or would I rather be heading up to the lake or going for a walk on the trail? Well, here's what's interesting in my conversations, because this is a real estate show. In my conversations with realtors and builders and that sort of thing, what I've come to discover is that not only are people 55 plus wanting areas like that, but millennials who they also want that, because they don't want a yard. They want to go. They want to do. They want to live. Right. They want to travel, do whatever. So give me a yard about this big, and so I can sit out there with my little little tiny barbecue, and we're good, right? Yes, and it's the whole idea of high density urban living, and that's what we're doing. We're putting infill in an area where
it is a good place to have it.
Right.
And so, yeah, they're happy. They have their little bit of yard, but they can still they have that free time that they don't necessarily want to. And we see this appealing to all ages, which actually Poly Square is too. We've got all mix of ages in there, which is great.
Now, I was going to ask you, let's talk about the student deal.
Yes.
Because that's something we haven't even talked about yet. Because I know they're building another big student project in the downtown area, but this is separate from that, right?
It is. Ours is going to be smaller. We're completely different companies.
Right.
And but they will be pod style. We've just got 57 apartments, 218 beds, and each one has their own private bedroom and bathroom. These will be rented on a per bed basis.
Okay.
So that if there are 4 people living there and one moves out, the other 3 don't have to cover the rent of the 4th person.
Nice. Nice.
So yeah, it's very. It works out really well.
Now, I'm sure, as proactive as most people are in this town, when they smell an opportunity, do you already have some of those rented out?
We actually have not started signing leases yet.
Okay.
We just got our website up and going on that one.
But I'm sure you've got lots of nibbles, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've got a lot of interest in it.
Yeah.
We're not in a position where we can sign leases, but we are have a list of people who are very interested in those.
Now, when it comes to the dorms, are they primarily? I know on the university campus, they're primarily for freshmen, sophomores, that sort of thing.
Right.
Is this for all ages, including grad school?
Yes. Yeah. So this is meant more for upperclassmen. Freshmen have to live on campus, but yeah, any ages can be in here. And so, but it's so convenient. You're a 20-minute walk to the campus, or a 5 to 10 minute bike ride,
or bus.
Or bus. Yeah. So the buses will be coming through. In fact, they're coming just right at the end of California and Wyoming right now. But we do have a bus stop built in, and that is the plan: is to have the buses coming through.
Now, are you also getting together with UDash to try to?
Yeah. So we want to try to connect with them and get them. And I believe that contact has been made. Our person who's running that project and will be kind of overseeing the whole thing, she has been with Residence Life for a long time.
Right.
She's been here and at Gonzaga, and so she's got a lot of great experience.
Well, they have cool new electric buses now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're really awesome.
Yeah, it's great. So we'll have a lot of great opportunities for students to be able to get to school without having to, driving their cars.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we have like 2 minutes left in the show. We've already been going on for 27 minutes,
That's
20, almost 20. So give us the wrap up. What?
Yeah, so one thing I want to just also say that we're doing an open house Poly Square next Friday, so a week from today, from 4 to 7 p.m., and that will be on Poly Square D. So you get to see the latest building.
Cool.
And then reminder coffee hour, Cambium Place on Saturday from 9 to 11. Before the game and all the other festivities.
Right.
And that Brio Fitness will also be opening on Saturday. And then we'll be open 7 days a week.
My goodness, you're a busy lady. Busy staff, right?
Oh, yes.
So how many people are working on this?
Oh, gosh. I think that we're up to 17 now.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
We have a big crew. I can't keep track of them all.
Well, did you think it was going to be this successful when you first started?
We had great hopes.
Yeah.
But I think it's gone even better than we had expected, and we have a lot of things happening all at once.
Well, there's something about hard work and dedication that kind of pays off, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what's happening here. So anyway, I do know that everybody, especially in downtown Missoula, loves having you there, especially what used to be there. What a tremendous improvement it is. And not only that, but that whatever that development is, that the River Park Square,
Riverfront Triangle.
Yeah, Riverfront Triangle's going in, hopefully sometime soon.
Yeah.
So that's going to be another big boon.
Yeah. So, we think we'll complement each other well.
You bet. Okay, so what we need now is we just need some contact information. So if people are saying, hey, I want one of those condos, so what do they do? Yeah,
so they can call our office at 406-203-3015.
Okay.
And then they can also find our website at oldsawmilldistrict.com and contact me by email, Leslie at oldsawmilldistrict.com.
We're out of time. Thanks, Leslie.
Thanks, Tom.
Always a pleasure to see you. And that's going to do it for Missoula Real Estate Today. Thanks for tuning into Missoula Real Estate Today. We hope you found the information over the last 30 minutes to be helpful. If you have any suggested topics for future Missoula Real Estate Today programs, or any questions about buying or selling real estate, please email Diane. Here's the address. It's dianebeck@realtor.com. That's dianebeck@realtor.com. We'll see you next week on News Talk KGBO.com, 98.3 FM and 1290 AM.